One of the resources we put out is the 3-stage process. So this is the whole process, and this is very important to understand. The first thing is the de-escalation. De-escalation is we basically putting a cap on that negative cycle. We're saying, let's slow it down, right? Let's create safe environment for people to, first of all, to validate everybody's experience. There's no bad guy in a negative cycle. The bad guy is actually the negative cycle itself that continues to create the feeling of isolation and aloneness. So we do that by giving people the language of what is happening for them, just normalizing their experience, validating their experience, and helping them to identify what are some of the triggers and raw spots, what happens for your automatic thoughts, what is the productive behaviors. And we raise the awareness of that negative cycle as the enemy, not the people.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lola Gershfeld, and I help companies master the art of relationships so they can overcome interpersonal conflict issues and keep the talent they deserve.
So why do we do that? Because we recognize that what is stirring up all of these behaviors is emotion. It's emotion that is what we need to work with. It's the emotion that moves us into that action. So the slow motion camera is one of the tools we use to slow things down. The 6 responses that we use to slow things down, to validate people's experience, to recognize how difficult it has been for them, how the negative cycle has really taken over the relationship. And definitely we give them the language for the raw spots and emotions, because people don't have the language even to express what is happening for them, what some of the sensitive spots that have been touched during that disconnection, during those triggers. And what we have seen in the working with team is the longer the negative cycle, the more raw spots you will have. So that means the more relationship injuries you will experience. So they start to see how they trigger each other, how it touches the raw spots, how they have these emotions, automatic thoughts, protective behaviors, which triggers the other people, and that touches raw spots, emotion. So people started to recognize, what do they do? It's kind of like a dance, right? Everybody's dancing together with each other. But what is actually happening with them as they continue to trigger that negative cycle? So people started to actually learn how to call out the cycle in their relationship. So they said, oh, I hear that we're getting in a negative cycle. And the other person can say, yes, it sounds like, did you feel small and dismissed in that moment? Yes, I did. Well, I didn't mean to make you feel, because I get so scared when you don't respond to me. Right. So now, by recognizing the negative cycle, by going through those exercises where they can identify the emotions, automatic thoughts, protective behaviors, they start to learn how to step out of these negative cycles. And people need to learn how to help each other to step out of these negative cycles, so they can slow it down and help each other to regain their emotional balance.